Welcome back to the InherAlchemist TV. In today's video, we're going to be taking a look into Melody Cherie of Love and Marriage Huntsville. Before we get started, please like the video. Also, make sure that you are subscribed to the channel and that you have your notification bells on. So I wanted to take a look into Melody. We've been hearing a lot of information about her leaving the show. Which my instincts tell me not only is she not going to leave the show, but maybe she's even going to be doubling down. But that may be her intentions. Other people may have different intentions, so I want to look into that, see what's in her energy, see what decisions she may make, and so forth. Okay, so, oh, sorry, I just had to smack a gnat. Smack a gnat. Anyways, okay, so the reading is opening up here with this Knight of Pentacles, and it's in reverse. So instantly, I know that this is a money spread or having to do with money and opportunities. The overall energy for the spread was the Ace of Pentacles, and that is also a card of money as well. The Knight of Pentacles in reverse is being clarified by this Page of Swords in reverse. I mean, the Page of Swords upright. So this is telling me that Melody is kind of like braced and poised, or kind of like ready for whatever, right? She's curious to see what's coming next. But at the same time, I'm getting like a sense of a defensiveness, or somebody who might be expecting a confrontation. Now, the Page of Swords is a person that's alert, right? A person that's ready and willing to adapt to most situations, but can also be spiteful if they feel threatened by anything. This Knight of Pentacles in reverse brings a different kind of energy. It brings someone who kind of feels a little bit maybe bored with the people or the things around them. I'm showing maybe there's like a singular focus on her business, or reeling things back in, or getting things back to one with that, to the exclusion of people around her. So maybe she's coming across as a stick in the mud, or maybe she's coming across as someone who's mean or unavailable or distant, or even kind of like a grumpy energy. But I feel like with the Page of Swords here is also saying, don't let the smooth taste fool you, right? Yes, I'm a little bit detached right now, and yes, I may appear as if I'm asleep at the wheel. I have multiple cards of her being asleep. I have the Four of Swords here. I have the Knight of Pentacles here. These are cards of kind of like rest. But it's not a rest from the perspective of rejuvenation. It's more so like a fatigued, or her feeling tired or uninspired, really. But the way that it's playing out to the external world is like she's being stubborn or grumpy or antisocial, or wanting to be in a cocoon by herself. But like I said, with that Page of Swords energy, still make no mistake about it, because this is a person that can get up and get with your ass at any moment. Maybe now it's like, I'll let you live, and whatever the situation may be. Or my energy and my attention is focused on something else right now for this moment. But don't ever get it twisted. I feel like she's learning something new. It has to do with technology. There's maybe something going on in her business where she has to do some troubleshooting, or maybe they're migrating to a different system. Maybe she's being offered some type of money opportunity. The money is slow. Money is at a standstill, but maybe there's something that she has to learn more about in order to kind of pivot in a different situation, into a different direction. So I find that maybe she's committed or committing herself into learning something to get maybe her business back going, or maybe, like I said, to get something back on the up and up. But her social life is here, or her work condition is here. It's playing a prominent energy parallel to what she's going through on an individual level. And there is a sense of her being on the defense a little bit, but it's more so her watching her own back. There's a heavy cutoff energy above with that Three of Cups in reverse and the Judgment card. So I felt a heavy sense of her cleaning house. There's some relationships around her not doing so good. Maybe even somebody could have been stealing from her in a business setting. You know what I mean? There's definitely a sense of her being suspect. Suspicious. People are gossiping. Page of Swords is here. Bloggers are talking, spinning tales. But maybe nobody is quite hitting the mark on what exactly is going on. Right now, I feel like she's coming across as a stick in the mud. Most definitely. There's a sense of her abandoning people, but maybe also abandoning herself a little bit, because I'm getting a vibe of somebody that's kind of not doing the things that they used to do. You know, maybe not taking care of their body, maybe not working out as much as they used to. There's somebody that's sitting around, you know what I mean? But again, you could be going through a spiritual upgrade. There's a spiritual implication here with this Judgment and the Three of Cups in reverse that I wanted to get into. And sometimes when you go through spiritual upgrades or you go through spiritual warfare, it literally zaps your energy, and you could literally like just be tired. Nothing going on, no feelings associated with it, but you're just tired. And sometimes you need to submit to that. But at the same time, when you have so many different things going on, where do you find the time or the people to carry that torch while you do hibernate, essentially, right? Because I'm showing maybe like a meditation, like a meditative zone, or Melody looking for some type of inner peace or respite or security. But this is on an internal level. I feel like maybe it's time. She's kind of looking at things like they're like diversions or things that are like getting in the way. Maybe she's bored with what she used to fill her time with, and it's like you're just left with yourself. But when she's with herself, there's a feeling of a lack of true purpose, or maybe even a lack of self-worth on a lot of levels. But again, this may not even be in her conscious awareness. She may not feel on a regular that I don't have any self-worth, but it may be motivating that spiritual seeking of inner peace, or that spiritual seeking of security, because there is a focus on her self-worth or her value. Most definitely. And I feel like, I don't want to say that there's a time for her not to work, because but the Knight of Pentacles is like a card of not working. It's like a card of unemployment. But from this, I'm almost getting a vibe of put the work down. You know what I mean? But maybe she can't do that, because at the same time, the more her spirit urges her to put the work down, the more she digs her heels into it. And it's almost like she will exclude everything and everyone else but the work. But the spirit is calling for the work to be put down. You know what I mean? So in her resistance to that message, she will cut off friends. She will cut off business associates. She will cut off distractions. But she won't cut off the calling. You know what I mean? That's kind of what I'm getting from that. Definitely. There's somebody, I don't know who this is, but somebody's getting cut off. Somebody's getting cut off for sure. That Three of Cups in reverse is in the crowning energy, but what's moving in the background is this King of Cups in reverse. And this is her kind of like getting getting to a phase in her life where she is not depending on a group or a set of people or a person, and she's really trying to become 100% self-reliant, if you will. But in addition, the King of Cups is a businessman that's shady, and I instantly thought Carlos King. Now, I'm not saying that I inherently think he's shady. I've seen him through the cards. So, yeah, he has his hang-ups. We all do. But this is shady business. And this is saying that this King of Cups, whoever this person is trying to get rid of her for whatever reason or the other. You know what I mean? And this is saying, don't fight it. If they want to get rid of you and they want to let you go, let them let you go. You know what I mean? But again, that may be the one thing in her life that she actually won't let go, despite the Spirit's urging in so many different ways and signs for this to be let go. And again, I feel like she kind of acts like she doesn't hear that dominant message, and she starts letting go of a bunch of other things instead. You know what I mean? But this is saying that mentally let it go. Let your mourning take place. Oh, you know what it's saying? Okay. Melody can feel the energy of someone trying to get rid of her, and it's making her dig her heels into it more out of a sense of stubbornness. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, so that Knight of Pentacles is there in reverse because it's representing her stubbornness, right? And so the more she senses, right, because this is in the background, this is what do you call it, like energy influencing the situation that's not in your conscious awareness, right? But she can feel it. I think Melody, I really think Melody is an empath. I think she's a psychic. I've seen that so many times, but she feels, right? So she feels this energy. Oh, okay. And then that's why the spitefulness is there. Okay, so she's the type of person who knows what you're trying to do, and out of spite, I'm not going to give you that. So for instance, I know you're trying to get rid of me, so out of spite, I'm staying. Or out of spite, I'm going to hold on even harder. You know how a man will try to, and this is just a metaphor, but you know how a man will try to leave a relationship and he'll do all kind of things to make the woman leave him, but not realizing that some women are staying out of spite, right? Because I see what you're doing, and so to be petty, I'm going to stay my ass right here. I feel like with this King of Cups in reverse, I feel like it has to do with a business situation. And again, like I said, there's a sense of him trying to get rid of her. But you know what the reason why is? I was looking into the cards and I asked for a clarifier, and I got the Ten of Swords, a card that we've been seeing multiple times over the past couple readings for whatever reason. This Ten of Swords represents a person who is trying to get rid of somebody because they no longer feel that they are the most valuable asset. Maybe they feel this person has been taken down a peg, or they've fallen from grace, or they're not the leading, or they don't need them anymore to the extent that they once did. You know what I mean? But it's also saying that Melody had pure intentions going in, and she made a significant impact. But for whatever reason, maybe because she was attacked by a mob, 10 of Swords is mob energy, mob mentality, it stopped her from being the most prominent one. You know what I mean? So it's giving me a sense of Carlos being somewhat of a user, from the perspective of when you're on top and you're riding high and all eyes are on you, then he rushes to get behind you to siphon that energy for his company, his gain. But when you get taken off the tit a bit, then it's like, I want to get rid of her for some reason. Or, you know, I feel like I feel like it's really low of him. When I'm looking at this Ten of Swords just on the ground with a bunch of swords in their back, but their fingers are crossed. So it may be possible that he tries to pretend that he's been victimized by this person, but with the fingers crossed, that to me represents more of a treachery. And it represents him acting out. Somebody's acting out towards someone out of jealousy and envy, and even a sense of retaliation. Now, it's very possible that she could be doing these things to him, and that's why he secretly wants to get rid of her. But at the same time, the Ten of Swords does represent a person with pure intentions that made a big impact on a person's life. Or could this be an interchange of energy between the both of them? Could they have both come in with pure intentions, both set on making a big impact on each other's life and having achieved that, but neither relying on the other solely anymore to the point where they don't feel the need to protect that relationship? But at the same time, this is Melody's reading, and this is saying that the retaliation, the jealousy, the envy, the hatred is towards her. You know, and I'm not one to victimize her. I'm not one to say, oh, everybody's against her. That's not my stilo, for real, for real. But at the same time, this King of Cups is in reverse, and this is about her. And it is saying that he's trying to get rid of her as an act of retaliation. But not only just an act of retaliation and quote unquote jealousy, but also him feeling like he doesn't need her because she's not the most specialist person anymore to him. Yeah, definitely. I think he's wrong by that, because the Ten of Swords is also saying that no, she's socially important though. She's socially valuable, if you will. There's untapped potential on the table too for her. There's some talents or something that she has that are latent. Again, I don't know if that's a psychic ability or empathic ability, or with the Page of Swords, those denote some political ambitions. But it does concern me that the Knight of Pentacles is here, and that's a card of unemployment, missed opportunities, lost opportunities. Melody's been asleep at the wheel with the Four of Swords there because she's fatigued, she's tired. Maybe she's leaving some money on the table that doesn't even have anything to do with Carlos. Maybe there's some opportunity that she slept on that had the ability to bring out a different side of her talent or make better use of her talents than has been lately. But she's exhausted. You know what I mean? Exhausted, but on guard. And that, I just can't help but think of how much of you being on guard and defensive is zapping your energy as well. You know what I mean? Because when you're hyper vigilant and you're ready for whatever, it sounds good, but the reality of the situation is that it takes a lot of energy to stay ready, or to be on guard, or to be on the defense. Like you're using excess energy that you don't have to be using, because you're planning for things that haven't come into fruition, as opposed to having an attitude of safety or having an attitude of fearlessness that says, I don't need to watch my back. I'm good. I'm taken care of by the Most High, or I'm protected. Or she doesn't have that general sense of security. And I show that she is searching for that within herself. She is trying to come to terms with her sense of self-worth, and trying to not be reliant on so much external validation. Oh, okay, that makes sense to why that Three of Cups is in reverse. She's cutting off the network of things and people that she relied on for her self-worth. You know what I mean? And she's trying to make it so that she's getting these things from the inside. You know what I mean? There's some sexual frustration here too. But I think that's because she's utilizing sex maybe in a restless way. Like I said, maybe there's some boredom. She's tired, lethargic. Maybe she's using sex to try to get her energy back at all. But she's not climaxing, or she's not enjoying it, because she's not doing it for the sake of what it's for. She's doing it as a distraction from something else. You know what I mean? So obviously, if you don't go to sex with the intention of busting a nut, you're not going to bust a nut. If you're doing it to distract yourself while you're having sex, you're just going to be thinking about whatever it is you think you're detracting from. So she's out of her body, basically. She's out of her body. When you want to have sex, or you want to bring that energy, you have to be in your body. You know, you have to feel your body. Or she could be insecure, because there's the Knight of Pentacles there. That's like weight gain, maybe from being sedentary. Four Swords here, Knight of Pentacles. You're not moving enough. You're not getting enough exercise, which also contributes to you being tired. You know what I mean? So it could be that too. I'm not showing a heavy insecurity per se, but I am showing maybe like some weight gain. Couple pounds here or there, whatever the situation is. Three of Cups in reverse, that's giving me that black ball energy. Yeah. And then you have the Three of Cups in reverse, and then you have that King of Cups in reverse. Yeah, Carlos, I don't know. I hate to say it because I don't, like I said, I'm not trying to inspire a mob attack because the Ten of Swords is here. This is a mob attack, but he's trying to blackball her 100%. Or trying to exclude her, or somebody's trying to, and it's a man though. I can't just say somebody because this is exclusion from a clique. But this is also her decision. This is a judgment call of hers to no longer hang out with the old crowd. You know what I mean? Yeah, but definitely she feels left out. Somebody and somebody stole something from her. I wonder who that is. And then the Page of Swords is here. That's a dark-skinned person. It looks like a woman. Sometimes the Page of Swords is a child. I don't want to say a child took something, but it could be someone who looks like a child or has the stature of a child. Maybe dark skin, maybe has a ponytail or not. But yeah, this is theft. Somebody stole something. But I feel like this is somebody who is maybe like secretly envious of her because it looks like she was like around, or she's been around people that don't have the same values and goals as her. Or people that don't work as hard as her. They're people who want to like frolic around and play around while she's trying to be focused and maybe like, you know, focused on business or money. But this is like a crew. So maybe these are some of the people that she decided to cut out. When maybe, like I said, it looks like it seemed to me like she was cutting out X, Y, and Z, but her real calling's to cut out a specific thing having to do with work, or detaching herself, or letting one opportunity go. And it's almost like she's ignoring the spirit and she's cutting off every other distraction or every other, you know, sense of unalignment or betrayal. But it's like, I'm not gonna let this go. like it's almost like God is saying, I want that Chanel, the double wide one, whatever. And you like, ooh, I'll give you the Gucci, the Louis, the Prada, but ooh, I can't give you the Chanel. But it's like the spirit is saying, no, give me that specifically. And she's holding on to that, not surrendering to that, but then offering up everything else as a sacrifice. But none of that shit is hidden because it's not the sacrifice she's being asked for. She knows that she's being asked for a sacrifice. She's being asked for an offering. Most definitely. Again, I don't know if that has to do with her going to a physical church, but or if it has to do with a organization. Judgment card is here. Judgment cards can represent like those letter societies, of course. But I feel like more so, Melody realized she was codependent on her networks or her crew or her Melometers, quote unquote. And this is her maybe withdrawing or drawing back. Like I said, cut off energy, no longer hanging with the old crowd. There's some obstacles there as far as this clique. There's obstacles within the clique. But again, that could be her work crew as well. You know what I mean? She's not happy with her associates. And for me, I'm sorry, I'm just getting the vibe of her, of some Melometers, because this has to do with, it's about codependency on your support network. And we know that that's her support network, but it's also about you not being happy with them. Are you feeling empty and like that the association is unfulfilling to you for whatever reason, in addition to whatever it is that you're going through just within yourself person? Again, wanting to cut out everything except for the one thing that you're being called to cut out. You know what I mean? So her feeling disenchanted or not happy with this clique or crew of people could just be a mind fuck. You know what I mean? To get her to release them, because she's trying to find a reason to release everything around her besides the thing that she's being asked to release, whatever that is. And it looks like it has to do with employment or money. This is about money being at a standstill. And this is about unemployment. But I feel like a lot of this too with this Judgment card may be motivated by some type of epiphany, or I don't know, maybe even a sense of kind of like, what do you call it when you confess something or you repent? Yeah, there's a sense of repentance with this Judgment card. Yeah, there's some dark things that Melody has engaged in the past, and I feel like a lot of that is behind her right now, and letting go of her codependency on this network is maybe the last little thing that she needs to do in order to separate her from the past, or to put that past behind her in some way. You know what I mean? She's had a change in consciousness. I think maybe through her meditation, or maybe through trying to find her inner worth, or again, a need for her to figure things out on her own, or become more self-reliant. And this is a game changer for her, because she's utilizing her own resources, her own internal reserves, as opposed to relying on, you know, external things. And there's a life lesson learned from this. And it came through this social clique, or the distancing of herself from this social clique. You know, maybe she took time away from people, and now she's looking at things from the outside looking in. You know what I mean? But it's like all of these changes or disassociations or epiphanies, it is bringing together that what do you call it? Like that awakening that she was looking for. Now, the Page of Swords is here, and the Judgment card is here. This is her judging a situation as well, or having gathered all the details and now is ready to make a judgment. Right? I feel like whatever her decision is, or whatever she's thinking, now that she's gotten rid of the influence of these other people around her, or maybe she's broken the codependency of needing to run her thoughts through some type of litmus of a external spiritual group, now that she's using her own energy, she can see things more clearly. Maybe through that rest and hibernation with that Four of Swords, because the Four of Swords does allow you to detach and look back at things and see things more clearly. And there's some type of epiphany that she's come through utilizing her own mental energy, as opposed to the energy of the group or the influence of this clique that she became codependent on. Yeah, definitely. I'm also showing her moving from one phase of life to another. And this does bring into focus her Christianity too. There's a religious connotation to this as well. There's some type of divine download or interception or something. She's had an epiphany. I don't know, and I feel like that epiphany is making her cut people off. Three of Cups here with the Judgment card. There's a lot here about spiritual manipulation. You know what I mean? Could be from those closest to you. Could be a misguided energy. But again, this is her coming through, having taken a step back and now using her own mind and seeing things for what it is. You know what I mean? And she's realizing that she was maybe sharing space with or around people who were envious. And again, somebody was stealing from her. You know what I mean? Somebody was taking something from her. The Three of Cups here. I don't want to go too witchy with you guys, but it does represent witchcraft in a coven. You know what I mean? Especially when it's with the Judgment card. So again, this may have to do with her spiritual connections. The High Priestess is in reverse, and I feel like that represents a veil for me for some reason today. You know what I mean? And I don't know if that veil is somebody maybe pulling a wool over her eyes, because this is showing us her energy. She has the High Priestess in reverse and the Two of Wands in reverse. The Two of Wands in reverse is giving me mother energy, because the Two of Wands in reverse seeks to surpass the knowledge or life station as their mother. That's what they're seeking to do, but it's having to do with a spiritual. I feel like it's having to do with like spiritual. You know what I mean? I don't think it's like, oh, I want to make more money than my mama. It has to do with something like, I want to surpass the knowledge that my mom gave me, or the wisdom. You know what I mean? Or maybe that's what you do on your road to trying to break a generational curse, is that you try to learn more than the wisdom that your mother imparted on you. Or maybe you just don't resonate with that anymore. You know what I mean? I also feel like there's some people working, there's some people, the High Priestess, Melody got some back. There's some people working against her. You know what's funny? When I was doing my last reading, I think it was on Carlos King having a mole, and somebody came in the reading and was like, I think it's Sunny. And I hadn't even thought about her because she was not on the show. I know she just recently did a live stream. And then I was like, okay, let me look into her and Moses, since she's still associated with this show. And I don't know if her and Melody have an alliance or what the nature of their relationship is, but this is saying that there's like a person that is double dealing. And it does kind of make me wonder now if Sunny is Carlos's mole. Now, I don't want to put that out there, because we know how the spirit of paranoia is, and I don't want, this is a tarot reading. This is through the tarot. Consider it a different storyline for entertainment purposes only, not for you to go and sever important life relationships, but for you to keep it in the back of your mind. That's all I'm saying. But I don't know. I feel like, because when the High Priestess is in reverse, it represents somebody that's like concealing their intentions, and they're doing things that actually work against you, but it could be out of like a sense of jealousy or envy. You know what I mean? And again, could Sunny have loyalty to Carlos? Because I mean, what kind of relationship do you have where you're a producer on the show and then you go away, then you come back as an actor, but you just come in and out whenever you want to? Who else has those kind of privileges? So are you here to infiltrate, you know what I mean, and watch people or gain certain access? We know Melody is very guarded about her energy, but what I notice about all the women, whether it's Stormy, Destiny, Sunny, whoever it is, people's way of getting close to Melody for some reason is to try and defend her or align with her or act in some type of flying monkey capacity. Now, people say, oh, you're a narcissist, you have all these flying monkeys, but what if people just try to fly themselves as monkeys to get close to you without any prompting from you? What if they do that to get close to you or to impress you or to, make you lower your resistance towards them, and then you get accused of utilizing them in that way? What if that's the case? You know what I mean? And I noticed that a lot of these women, because maybe she is guarded or because she is protective of her energy, in order to get her to lower her resistance with them, they try to go hard and defend her, align with her, or have her back in some instance. This High Priestess represents a link or a link up. But again, I also see Melody as, again, working to surpass the wisdom of her mother. And now it's making me wonder if this is an area of life that her mother had not had the advice or the wisdom in. You know what I mean? As far as like friendships, backstabbers, infiltrators, navigating this business, dealing with double dealers. Maybe there's like a one note piece of advice that her mom gives her that's not practical for dealing with this shit. Like pray and give it to God or something like that. And it's like, yeah, I got that. But in real time, because we are humans having an earthly experience, and humility is for your relationship with God on a one-to-one. But while we're in this here called life, there's certain things that we got to do. Okay. And maybe her mom doesn't have that certain to do. You know what I mean? So she kind of, in a way, is on her own. And again, like I said, needing to surpass the wisdom of her mother to learn how to navigate different things. You know? There's something here with this high priestess in reverse, though, that's giving me too a severance or a broken connection to her intuition. Now, the judgment card is here. I don't know if that's judgment from the Most High, because if you use if you weaponize your intelligence, or you use your intuition and you weaponize it against others, you could get judgment called on you for that. You know what I mean? So that could be a punishment. But I also heard that there was a chant going around called cover, cover, cover. Now, while cover could be used in a protective element, it could also be covering your eyes, putting a veil over you and blocking off your intuition. Because if you're asking to be covered, then you're asking for, you know, kind of like a third entity to come and protect you. And then so you're lowering your perception. But is it good to have your perception lowered if you are a paranoid type, or if you are a person who feels your way through situations, but at the same time, you're asking for the external entity to do the work for you, knowing that you rely on your perception? So you kind of like, I don't want to say dummied your own self down, but you disempowered yourself by inviting the third entity to do the covering for you. If that's a true story, right? The covering could have covered you and put a veil over you so that you are not able to accurately perceive. But again, I think that brings us back to the beginning of the reading of you going within. You know what I mean? Finding your own inner wealth, inner worth, inner wisdom, self-worth, and being less reliant on this coven, these chants, these prayer warriors, this group of people, Melometers, social cliques, whatever. There's a personal need in her epiphany and her growth to relinquish some of these connections. You know what I mean? Interesting stuff. Interesting. All right, but that's what I got. Let me know what you guys think about this reading. Sound off in the comments. If you have context, feel free to add it. You guys get the discussion popping. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I do need you guys to smash that like button. Give me some energy, right? Give me some of this energy back. It takes a lot to do these readings. So smash the like button. Make sure that you are subscribed to the channel, and also that you have your notification bells on. I think I'm going to do Sunny next, only because I have a hunch within this reading about her, and I want to see what's in her energy. Even though I'm going to be doing a love reading on her, we're still going to see what comes up. Okay, so that's what I got from Miss Melody Cherie. Sound off in those comments, and I will see you guys on the next one.